You can place your bets on who you think is going to advance on to the grand finals to face off against Nice in a best of 5. Up to you to decide. As we are getting on in and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Babylon, we have the best player in all of Hong Kong, the blue Zerg player. It is GogojOey. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the best player in all of the Philippines, the pink Zerg player himself. It is EnDerr. Yeah, we were casting his countryman earlier, his compatriot in Dash, and Dash had a good run, don't get me wrong. He even almost took a game off of GogojOey earlier. It was very impressive to see him flex and look powerful in his previous series. But now here comes EnDerr, the big name himself, the C finalist. I say finalist, did make it to top 4 back in the C Games back in the day, representing the Philippines, of course, in that gold medal. In that medal event. I can't believe that was pre-COVID. It feels like a lifetime ago, 2019. My god. Ah. But yeah, we're finally here on our first ZvZ of the night, which is surprising just because we have so many Zerg players in this region. Players like Demi, Miyamaika, Oreo, GogojOey, EnDerr, of course, to name a few. And yeah, this is going to be our first ZvZ of the night. No Terrans today, unfortunately. We did try to get Honmono involved, but Honmono, he messaged us and he told us that he was unfortunately out today. For those wondering, Honmono, he's the best player in Japan. He's a Terran player. But he was unavailable today. He was shopping with his waifu. Shaking my head. Ooh, papi, ooh. But we'll see how this turns out as GogojOey throws down a very early... but oh my god! How is this happening? So we have a hatch gas pool opener, and both players, great minds think alike. They're both rushing into an Evo chamber. This should be for +1 melee. This should be for a Ling Flood. I can't believe that they're both doing the same thing. We are in Babylon. Because Babylon, the rush distance by ground is a little bit shorter, we do see a lot more aggressive plays. And oh my god! Okay, so EnDerr is doing the same thing. +1 melee. This makes sense. It's a Ling Rush. It's a Ling Flood. Joey is going for +1 range? This is wild. This is crazy. This doesn't make much sense. Range is not going to come into play at all until the later stages of this game, so he's rushing into this upgrade really early on. I imagine to hit a 1-1 timing with roaches later. I imagine this is going to be for +1 range, and then we get +1 carapace after this. And this does mean that when we get into the mid game, when we get into roaches, it's going to hit hard. And there we go, Roach Warren is on the way here for GogojOey. But can he survive? Can he survive long enough to really pull this off? Now, EnDerr, with his overlords, he does scout and he does confirm that it's 2 base play. He confirms that there is no third. So, EnDerr may not go for the Ling Flood. Upon seeing that his opponent isn't going to be exposing himself by expanding and taking a 3rd base, then it's going to be difficult to break this ramp and break this wall that EnDerr is working on. It may not be worth it, and EnDerr may just drone instead, and GogojOey, he's looking to get away with this. Again, he's just fully walling off, getting his Evo chamber up and running, going to be working on the rest of his upgrades. We have a couple of roaches on the way as well. And yeah, we have a Roach Warren from EnDerr, so he's just accepting the game state here. We see him maneuver with his overlords. He's just double checking, making sure that there is no third. We do have a wave of Lings on the way, and they will hit with +1 melee, but we'll see what they can get done. They can maybe get a surround on these units. If EnDerr is out exposed like this on the map, then... Sorry, if GogojOey is exposed like this on the map, then EnDerr can get some value. And here we go. GogojOey, he's expanding, is taking his 3rd base. Behind this, though, we're moving out with a wave of roaches. Now, GogojOey's droning. He's droning behind this. He's not going all in, but he is looking to get some damage done. These are very early roaches for GogojOey. He already has +1 melee as well. Sorry, +1 range as well. But he doesn't know what he's running into. He's running into a wave of Lings, and we're looking for a surround. And we do get a surround. These +1 melee Lings, they're going to annihilate these roaches. Again, if GogojOey had realized what was happening, I do think that he would have been ahead if he had just stayed at home. Just taking a defensive position back at home. Now he's lost all of his roaches, he's lost his map control, and EnDerr, he can deny the 3rd. There's no way for GogojOey to expand. It's just not going to happen. Blings, they move out. They're checking the third base locations. They check the wall at the natural, and they will find this hatchery. They will force a cancel. And even though GogojOey, he's got roaches, even though he has +1 range, EnDerr, he's got his own roaches on the way, right? He's catching up in upgrades. He's got his own third, so he has a better economy. He has a higher drone count. And GogojOey is stuck at home. He is working on +2. I assumed it would be 1-1. It's just for a fast +2 instead. I mean, +2 is just a better upgrade. It is more valuable in Roach v Roach, specifically, than +1 carapace. But GogojOey, he's in a really rough position. He still has a lot of roaches, and he's going to be moving out. As he moves out, EnDerr does have overlords in position to spot him. He has Lings here towards the south to surround, Lings towards the north. EnDerr vying for map control, hunting down overlords. And yeah, he's just getting into his own army here. So EnDerr, he cuts workers at 42. He hasn't saturated this third base at all. He's amassing a Ling Ravager army. He's keeping these Lings hidden. They haven't been scouted. EnDerr is going for a massive attack. I don't think he needs to. I think EnDerr, if he wanted to, he could have just droned. Like, he could have just taken his lead and gotten like, extended his lead with a better economy. But that's not EnDerr. EnDerr, he's aggressive by nature. And that's why we love him. We love EnDerr for this. And here we go. He's just sending everything across the map. Now, can he pull this off? Can he deny the third? Can he get a good trade once again? The goal here, to surround the roaches, to connect with these biles. Well, that's a lot of roaches. Oh, GogojOey, he does take a better trade. He doesn't get surrounded. The biles do not connect. Again, EnDerr is forcing himself all in. He's the one that chose not to drone, by the way. EnDerr, he had the economic advantage. He had the base advantage. And he's the one that's trying to force the issue, and he's being punished for it. GogojOey, he just had, again, a better position. And suddenly, EnDerr is back in this. GogojOey, now reluctantly, he drones. He makes 10 workers. It's something that he didn't want to do. Now he has to. And now suddenly, this is still anyone's game. Lings is trying to go for a counterattack. EnDerr, he keeps up with him. He's going for his own counterattack here on the left-hand side. A lot of overlords are going down. As the Lings of EnDerr, they don't quite find a queen. They confirm the lack of saturation, though. EnDerr now realizes that he's in quite a bit of danger. He has been droning. His opponent has not. GogojOey just focusing on his Roach Ravager production. The Lings, they come in from behind. They get on top of the Ravagers. And EnDerr should take this fight. GogojOey coming in a little bit too late with his own reinforcements. And EnDerr takes an amazing fight. Now, something that I just realized that EnDerr doesn't have is speed. EnDerr, he did delay his lair by quite a bit, and he doesn't have roach speed, which means he can't be active. He can't counterattack right now. It's just unwise to do so without roach speed. So he's stuck at home and he's droning. And to be fair, he's just getting further ahead. Or he's maintaining his economic lead, I should say. GogojOey likewise is going to be droning. Again, because EnDerr, he cut workers earlier, he doesn't really have the biggest lead that he otherwise should have. But again, EnDerr has been mining more for longer, so that is reflected in the supplies. EnDerr up 30 supply compared to GogojOey. And GogojOey needs a fight to go his way. He's catching some Ravagers as he moves out. We have Lings going for a big run by. There are Roaches at home to defend, though. And the Lings, they don't really find too much damage. So a good moment for GogojOey. He caught one Ravager and he cleaned up some Lings. But he's still down in supply. He's still down in Roaches. He's got 22 compared to the 40 of EnDerr. Oh my god. Here we go. GogojOey trying to force his way through the center of the map. But again, EnDerr has an overwhelming amount of roaches. It's just a numbers game at this point. EnDerr has too much, and GogojOey, he finds out the hard way. As he's forced to turn around, tuck tail and run. That's, oh my god, some good vials. But even that is not going to be enough. The upgrades have evened up, for the most part. GogojOey does have +1 carapace over his opponent, But again, that's not the most influential upgrade in Roach versus Roach. As EnDerr's just going to be rotating around, looking for a better angle of attack. Lyles will be connecting. Will be connecting with both sides, but again, EnDerr just has a little bit too much. He has the better concave. Has the higher army supply. And even with the defender's advantage, GogojOey does not have enough. EnDerr is breaking on through. And he'll be looking to take a lead in this series. He gets on top of the Roaches, on top of the Ravagers. The Queens have fallen. GG gets called, and EnDerr takes game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Oh, EnDerr looking strong in that game. There were a couple of things, though, that did go his way that was kind of lucky for him. If you remember, initially I was worried for EnDerr because GogojOey was playing 2-base Roach, and he was walling off on 2 bases, and I was concerned that the +1 melee Lings of EnDerr wouldn't really get any value. They wouldn't get any damage. But GogojOey, of course it makes sense, he wanted to hit a timing with his +1 range. So he moved out with his Roaches, he exposed himself, and he didn't know what he was walking into. He didn't know that he was walking into a wave of +1 melee Lings. He loses his Roaches. As a result, things snowball out of control. He loses his 3rd base, and EnDerr takes a lead from there. There was more of a back and forth after that, and there were things going in favor of GogojOey at some points, at EnDerr at some points. In the end, though, EnDerr did come out on top, and just like that, he takes a lead in this series. Whew. Had very little time to set up the flags. And we'll see if he can close this out. Now, what's interesting is that if you look at the brackets, our first finalist, Nice, has actually already beaten both of these players. He, on his way to the finals, he 2-0'd EnDerr and he 2-0'd GogojOey. So Nice is patiently waiting for who is going to be having a rematch with next. And we'll see which of these 2 Zerg players has a better chance at taking down Nice in the finals. We shall see. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Dragon Scales, we have our blue Zerg player, the best player in all of Hong Kong. It is GogojOey. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the best player in all of the Philippines, the pink Zerg player. It is EnDerr. Leading the series 1-0. As a reminder, this is a best of 5, so we have at least 1 more game ahead of us, potentially 2 more, depending on how this goes. I would like to believe we can go all the way to the ace match, but we shall see. As for now, hatch first. Hatch first from both players. Now, if you're unfamiliar with our region, with the Southeast Asian Zerg players, they are typically very aggressive. They're very aggressive in nature, very creative as well with how they play. Miyamaika is like the pinnacle of that, but just beneath Miyamaika, you have GogojOey, you have EnDerr, you have Demi that also kind of make up for that and just, yeah, add so much more craziness to it. And that was reflected in Game 1. Remember, Game 1, we had fast Evo chambers for both players, really playing with their reputation of being hyper-aggressive. GogojOey going for something more unorthodox with that +1 range rush that you don't really see too often. Unfortunately, did not work out against the +1 melee of EnDerr. But now here in Game 2, we'll see how things differ. We are on Dragon Scales. We can talk about the map a little bit. This is a very small map compared to the others in the map pool, like your Ancient Cistern, your Gressvan, your Altitude. So this can lead to a lot of aggressive styles. Whether we see another 2-base Roach, it's possible. You can see that on Dragon Scales. Rush distance is a little bit shorter than some of the other maps. Not as short as Near Humanity, but short nonetheless. So you can be quite assertive in ZvZ on this map. We'll see what we go for. For now, Hatchcats pool. Very vanilla, very standard openers from both players so far. 3rd base is on the way for EnDerr. GogojOey going for a bit of a faster Bailey Nest here and delays his 3rd. Oh my. Joey. He's still going to take his third, but it looks like a much later third base. As GogojOey looks to be the aggressor, EnDerr looking to be the defender. He's going for his own Baneling Nest, but there is a window. There is a window in time in this game where GogojOey will have Banelings and EnDerr will not. And that is the window that GogojOey is looking to exploit. And here we go. Lings have arrived. They're looking to try to punish this queen. Ooh, a big loss early on. A queen is going to go down for free. A queen for 2 Lings. A great trade here for GogojOey. The first Baneling is on the way as well. EnDerr does get eyes on this. He realizes how much danger he's in. He could do with maybe a Spine Crawler. Does cancel the Baneling though. Very nicely done. But more Banelings are on the way. EnDerr though being very aggressive. He catches the Banelings. Oh my god. Wow, despite the fact that for a good couple of seconds there, we had a Baneling Nest over his opponents. GogojOey, he just wasn't able to use it. He wasn't able to make use of that faster Baneling Nest. Lings are moving out. EnDerr now has Banelings of his own. On par with that of GogojOey. Meanwhile, GogojOey is going for a big Ling counterattack at the same time. EnDerr, he's diving into the natural. He's catching some reinforcements. So is GogojOey, but the Banelings have arrived. A bit of a wasteful Baneling goes off. Likewise, so does one across the map. And things are evening up. GogojOey is droning behind this, but EnDerr is doubling down. EnDerr is doubling down on the Ling Bane. He's making nothing but Lings behind this. He's looking to be as aggressive as possible. And we'll see if EnDerr can... we'll see if GogojOey can defend. I keep saying the wrong name. Looks like a Baneling is going to go down for 2 Lings. Meanwhile, the Lings do go for a big counterattack as well. They bust into the main. We have Lings at the third. We have Lings in the main base. GogojOey, can he keep up? The Banelings are trying to catch up here with the Lings, but it looks like it's too much and the third base is going to go down. The Queen goes down in the main as well. Up. Yeah, it is just too much. GG gets called. GogojOey gets pulled apart. And EnDerr will take the series 2-0. GG. Again, GogojOey was maybe a little bit too adventurous with his first couple of Banelings. They were very aggressive and they were in the face of EnDerr. And EnDerr, fearless, he dove on those Banelings immediately and he did not allow a single one to finish. And that was the advantage of GogojOey gone at that point. And then from that moment, he was on the back foot. He had a later third base. He had less lava to work with. And as he was droning, EnDerr was going all in. And GogojOey, he just wasn't able to keep up. Wasn't able to keep up with the aggression of EnDerr. Was pulled apart. GG. Congratulations to EnDerr. My condolences to GogojOey. Again, GogojOey, he's a great player. He typically does make it to the finals. He's even a champion as well. He's a long-time champion of Grand Platypus Open. But GogojOey does bow out. And EnDerr advances on to the grand finals. GG.